Welcome to Nintendo 3DSO, where the O stands for opinion. My name is Thor, and I'll be your host on today's guide, Firmware Updates. To begin, you'll notice that once again I'm driving while doing the show. I do it because it's dangerous, and it's unique, and it gets the ladies. Yeah. So this week, from Nintendo, we are getting another giant firmware update. And by giant, I mean kinda not so. Also, I apologize if I bounce the camera around a lot. There's no texting here while driving, and I'm not sure how they feel about filming on a 3DS. So, today's subject is obviously about what do you guys think of this new firmware update. But the bigger picture for today is, what do we think of all of this attention on firmware updates? Now, obviously, firmware updates are good for any hardware, and to keep them up to date and to give us new features that weren't originally a part of the original sale. But it seems to me Nintendo is spending a lot of time on these firmware updates, and maybe not enough time on the games that they should be making. On top of that, who's to say that these firmware updates shouldn't have been a part of the original release of the 3DS? Anyway, initially we got the very first firmware update not quite a year ago, which saw the initial release of the eShop as far as those features. We then subsequently got further firmware updates, enhancing some of the features, such as the ability to record video, as well as being able to download videos, etc., etc. Furthermore, we had a few cosmetic updates that weren't very clear on what they were, but, they were there. And this most recent firmware update, which you're probably experiencing just before you saw this video, gives us folder files for our 3DS main screen. Now, while I myself am a bit OCD about things, this seems a little unnecessary. And in my real honest opinion, I wish that Nintendo would spend more time on games than piddly firmware update. But we're not here to discuss Thor's opinions. For the most part, we are here to see what you think. So, down in the comment section below, why don't you give us a little synopsis on what you think about Nintendo and their firmware updates? Have you enjoyed the firmware updates? Do you hate them? Do you think Nintendo should spend less time on them? What? Remember to join us daily on Facebook at 3DS Friend Code Swapping, where you can swap some codes. We currently have about 2,000 fans over there sitting around a campfire, so have fun, go there, and swap some ghost stories. This has been your host, Thor. Thanks for watching. And remember, your life is not Mario 64. You will not recover injuries just by going to the surface of water. Thanks.